Hello and hi to Madam Sheila. We are from Group 2 who would like to present to you regarding the advantages of Open Distance Learning, ODL. I am Zuhaira binti Abdul Rahman. As a first presenter, would like to show to you our poster. This is our poster. We will explain the points one by one.
Introduction. What is Open Distance Learning? ODL. ODL is referred to a delivery mode and teaching and learning approach that focuses on increased access to education where barriers caused by time, place, and situation. The concept of open distance learning system focuses on open access to education and training to make the student free from the constraints of time, place, and environment. ODL also offering flexible learning opportunities to students. The new ODL system growing fast because of the development of internet-based information technologies, and in particular the World Wide Web. The concept of ODL education came from idea where the student and the lecturer cannot be in a classroom and they should be separated by some geographical distance, or maybe they cannot come close to each other to make the entire education system flexible. Next, I will continue with our group thesis statement. In our opinion, there are many advantages that being influenced to open distance learning for education such as innovation, skill, flexible, and cost. I will continue with my first point, which is university must innovate to adapt and succeed. According to Govindarajan, professor at Dartmouth College in the US stated that university can achieve a high levels of multimedia after gain an experience. This is mean when they entering into the ODL session, of course, and it will ensure that they can use an ICT with a proper and they will gain a knowledge, and after they always using the ODL system they can get a familiar, so at least they can gain something from that. Next, learning materials such as note lectures can be recorded in a video where student can roll over to see the video, means that the lecturer can record the video at any time, and during the class, the lecturer can give the video to the student so that student can play a video at the, during their ample time, or maybe the student also can play a video during the class time. That is why this is very useful for the student during the examination. Next, the time taken for the student to see the recording of the lecture is short. Therefore, extra class time can be used by lecturers to interconnect with the student. After the lecturer given this video to the student, so they can see the video, and after they can see the video, all the lecturers can interconnect with the student, means that lecturer can ask in their group either they understand with the video and the lectures or not. If the student not understand, they can directly ask the question to the lecturers, and lecturers also can directly give their answer to the student to ensure that the student can get what is the answer from that question. And this is also can encourage a relationship between student and lecturers. Online learning has been a long time coming in higher education. It aims to improve the quality of learning as a whole. Means that, as an example, we can see now during this pandemic COVID-19, we never and cannot expect that we can do a physical class as usual. So I think the ODL system is the most suitable system that can be used during this pandemic COVID-19 to ensure that student always can gain something.
Let me introduce myself first. My name is Zuhaibah binti Abdul Rahman. I will continue to explain point number 2, which is education is still accessible to students via online learning. As we know, education process is still ongoing even though the student did not attend physically to the class. And it's also more beneficial for students who are come from the lower income family. Usually, the students who are come from the lower income family did not enter to the university as they worried the university fee will expensive. But by having an online learning, they also can join to the university as the education process via the online learning. For instance, Southern New Hampshire University successfully reduced its university fees by 61% for its students. It's quite huge amount for students. The student only need to pay the quarter from the total amount of their fee. This will reduce the burden of the student. And the student also did not want to worry that they pay the university fee late as usually. Higher education institutions in United Kingdom find out that students commute more frequently from their home rather than stay in the accommodation that they have been provided for the student. Usually, students will come back to their home on the weekend. This will incur the more cost, especially on the transportation. When the student continue its education at their home, it will reduce the cost, especially for the transportation costs. To save more money from the university expenses, many students prefer to continue their study at home. This research was conducted by the University UK. They are more comfortable to continue their study at home as they are common with the environment of their home.
Hi, I'm Nurizati binti Kamarudin and I will explain about the next point of online learning, which is to develop communication skill. Why is communication skill is very important? Because communication skill help us able to convey message or to leave a message to people clearly and simply. Certain skills such as self-motivation, communication, and self-discipline are necessary in virtual learning. This is because self-motivation, communication, and self-disciplines are the main important things in order to help us in a virtual learning process. Communicate whether written or verbally with lecturers and teachers frequently are needed as it helps to improve the communication skill and sharpen our communication skill. This is because when we using visual learning, where we need to always communicate with our lecturers and teachers so that we know our mistakes so that they can help us to improve our communication skill from time to time. Other than that, motivate yourself is also important to finish an online class and submit online tasks since there is less hand-holding in online learning process compared to in-person meetings. This is because when we have self-motivation, we will encourage ourselves to finish the online task given by the lecturers and teachers so that we could finish within the given period time. So it shows that it also helps us to self-discipline ourselves as it helps us to finish the online task within a given period. So the last one is provide more opportunities to encourage critical thinking skills based on the study of incorporating web-based engagement and participatory interaction into your courses. This means that online learning helps us to develop our communication skill by providing more opportunities to encourage critical thinking skills of ourselves. When we have a good critical thinking skills, it helps us to improve ourselves from time to time, and it ensures us to involve actively in online learning environment, and also when in traditional classroom settings. So virtual learning is really help in develop your communication skills. Online learning helps to create a flexible environment. Flexible environment means a method of learning where students were given an opportunity, a freedom in how, what, when, and where they learn, which means that they are free to choose what kind of method they want to use in order to involve in online learning process. Flexible environments allows you to set up your own area for study without worrying of noisy housemates or searching spot in a crowded university library. Some people often study better in virtual learning environments than in typical classroom settings. This means that they are more suitable to the online learning environment, and it enables them to more involved in the online learning. Provide an educational domain that is unique in terms of the potential for collaboration, interaction, and participation. It means that when you involve in online learning environment, it makes you to involve with many people, to meet up many people through the virtual meetings. Then it can create a unique learning experience because the use of social media allowing students to participate in networks that extend beyond the traditional confines of the classroom. This means that a flexible environment helps you to create a unique learning experience with others because you are using many methods in order to involve in learning process. It also can improve your confidence level, and also improve your independence because you have your own preference in order to choose what you want to study, where you want to study, in what kind you want to study. So it shows that online learning creates a flexible environment.
Hello Madam Sheila, my name is Muhammad Adi bin Muhammad Zulfakar, and I will present to you on e-learning can be a part of contribution to environment. As we know, protecting the environment is really crucial nowadays as people are sacrificing their own environment to fulfill their needs. Education also have impacts on the environment as many trees are cut down to produce the paper, and it has so many waste produced. However, according to the Open University in Britain 2020, students who apply online learning has consumed 90% less energy and 85% fewer carbon dioxide emission than a traditional class. When students are studying at home, the only tools that they will be used are their laptop or smartphone and the internet to get in touch with their class. Compared with all students in the formal class, they use many things such as vehicles to get to the class, massive utilities at the campus, waste, and many more. So encouraging and supporting online class may help students to take part in contributing to the environment to reduce the waste and pollution. Online learning really helps students to save the environment by using the utilities and tools at their home to study, and encouraging the students to take part in online learning really a big help to the environment. Before this, people are argued with the using of multimedia content in the class. Instead, they are using countless of paper to write their notes, exercise, and many more. But it was soon realized that the online class is also be able to provide high standard of multimedia content to increase students and interacting in digital interaction education. By providing more engaging interactive learning, it enhances methods of teaching to students according to Gumus and Okur 2010. But after the COVID-19 hits globally and all classes are conducting by online, many educators begin to realize that the using of multimedia content, they can give more information and able to gain students' attention, especially to the generation Y and Z. So this can lead to the less usage on paper and save the environment. Next, I will explain on students learn more than they do in traditional course. Online learning may not be a popular choice among the teachers to teach their students, as they feel more comfortable to having a real conversation with their students directly. But it was found that students who engage in online learning have more accessible to the learning material compared to the physical class, according to the IBM. Students can have various learning methods such as video presentation, virtual meeting, more access to online notes, and many more by joining the online learning class. There is a very minimal barrier to students to learn, as they have various methods and approach to learn. Students can create their own momentum in studying that result in less stress among the students, according to the IBM. Students can learn anytime they like, as all learning material can be accessed 24/7. Each student have their own pace in learning, so online learning really helps them to learn on their own momentum. Students can focus on each topic and take their time to understand, rather than understand all things in one class session, according to the text way. So there is no rushing to understand the topic. It is up to them to learn more effectively by focusing on the topic that they think it should pay more attention. Students feel more comfortable as there is no rushing needed to complete their tasks, according to Textway. They can arrange their own schedule on when to learn new chapters, doing exercise and others. Some people may feel more energetic to study at night, but some may prefer it earlier at dawn. So it creates more comfortable for the students to study at their own time.
Hello, my name is Abdul Jalal bin Kamel, and I will explain about point 7 and 8. Online learning is cost effective. Broadband connection can provide a world-class education to anyone, as well as it also can curb the rising cost of post-secondary education. The cost of post-secondary education continues to increase as the importance of a post-secondary degree are well documented. The cost of college tuition also increased, thus making the student facing a lot of debt to be paid. According to finance, the total national student loan debt is over $1 trillion. As we know nowadays, PTPTN is a scholarship, but if we fail to pay it, it will burden us because it will be a debt for us. Thus, online learning can help the student to lessen their burden because by spreading the cost of a class over a much large number of students compared to traditional setting which dividing the cost by tens or hundreds of thousands of students. For example, nowadays, student does not have to buy a lot of book like traditional classes. We can buy e-book and we can share with our friend because it is a set of compilation in PDF. Thus, it helps us a lot in reducing costs while learning in this now day. Next, flexible and mobilization. When students can access the internet, they can attend online learning at anywhere and anytime. For example, we can learn with our friends in McDonald's, in Starbucks. There's a few of websites and companies built on this idea such as Khan Academic, Udacity and Coursera, which they use online learning as their method of study. There are many entrepreneurs as well as scholars put a high expectation towards this online learning, moreover for massive open online courses. This is because online learning is a good way in order for us to gain knowledge. Thus, the online format in educating students is the benefit and the effectiveness of online learning. Thank you.
As a conclusion, we can see that the online learning can bring more benefit for us. It can reduce the cost, increasing the effectiveness of the student, and make the innovation of the university also increase, and the student also can access the education at anywhere and anytime. The student need to use the opportunity wisely to, to make the education learning process become more effective and interactive. During this pandemic of COVID-19, open distance learning is the excellent reaching method because it can help the democratize the education to all. I think that's all from us. Thank you.